Good morning, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. What we've got today is the Power of Two Duckling Boot Camp Race. I am DM Stewart 1981. Alongside me in the booth is Barber. How are we doing today, Barber?
Hey, how's it going? It is sunny here, but below freezing.
It is overcast and chilly here. It's not exactly a two-man Thavion. This is what we call it Power of Two. It starts with two Force Nuns. Basically, we have two tri-state flags, two Force Nuns, two loose, and two required orbs. So
It's a
you do
really
have
interesting.
tavern.
Yes, we
Sorry.
do have tavern recruitments on, and you can replace anybody, I believe, here.
Yes.
Um, it's a lot of really interesting things that you need to do really early on. We're looking here at different starting people. You don't know what you're going to get in that first tavern, so it's always a roll of the dice to see what you're going to end up with. And depending on the blessings, which I have here, we've got fighter with some resistances and plus agility. Thief comes with extra gold and more agility. Black belt has heal magic and some promo MDef. I don't think anybody's going to take a black belt in this one. Red mage has some MDef if they learn sleep plus some extra gold. White mage has telemagic and legendary sword, which could be very high powered depending on what you get in magic. And black mage has equip gauntlet and helmet and plus 20 hit percent. So typically, when you're starting out with nuns like this and with recruitment, you hope to get someone useful immediately. And so you want to start out with something that's going to have some balance. So it's pretty common to
Right.
take like a thief and red mage. I see people taking white mage here because of the telemagic. And that's probably what I would start with, and just hope for a white magic sweeper early in the magic.
Yeah.
But maybe you have some thoughts about that.
Um, I know when I did the weekly, when I vetted the weekly, I went black belt red mage just for the utility. And then I chose the black belt because I've got two characters, no XP for nuns. That's
Mhm.
double XP right there.
That's right. Yeah. So if you can get through with just a couple characters, you don't need to worry too much about it if you have a good kit early on. I do think Thief is really useful here because of the extra gold that can be useful early
Yes.
on in these flags.
And the
Also,
potential lock picking.
and potentially lockpicking. Um, these two loose also will figure in really heavily because they tend to roll into. Um, they tend to roll in a little bit earlier in the progression, so
Yes.
that
But they
gives you some.
can be in incentivized dungeons.
Yeah, they can.
But the
Um,
incentives are in vanilla locations in those dungeons. So
and tell us about the two forced orbs.
we don't know what two they are, but you can go and talk to the orb behind Garland and Sarah, the black orb that you would usually go in and to go to Temple of Fiends Revisited, and that will tell you what two orbs you have to light.
That's right. So you only need two to get into Topher here. And thankfully, in these flags, none of the fiend dungeons are incentivized. So you can pretty much roll through those, look for a few things. You just got to watch out for loose items.
Right. Well, that's the idea is on a flag set where you don't have to light all the orbs, don't incentivize fiend dungeons because if that orb doesn't have to be lit, then you don't have to go to the dungeon at all.
That's right. You mentioned 2 tri-states.
Yes. Northern Docks and what was the other tri-state I put on
It's
this?
Bahamut's Horde.
Bahamut's Horde. Thank you.
That's right. And we do have the Raycon Desert dock on also. So if we get floater,
Yes.
we won't need the canoe to get that. I think we might be ready to go. How are you feeling?
I'm ready.
All right. We don't have a tracker here, so we're going to do our best to kind of keep things up to date here. We'll see what we can do. So with that, Dark Moon, if you're listening, you can let him run. And we're off.
Yep, we are going. Okay, we had Slab and Matoya. We get Fast and Fire 2 at level 1 black.
Now, Chanagan is re-rolling here to... Yeah.
That is a valid... And you get Fighter in the first tavern, so...
Yep, that's right. So Chanagan took a fighter. Now, since Fighter's rolling up, we go Fighter, white, black.
And since Life 2 rolled in a White Mage, White Wizard only slot, in a not Red Mage or Red Wizard learnable slot, then Chanagan rerolls to White Mage, Black Mage.
That's right. Now, something to note with that hint, it said that the slab is in Matoya's cave, but it did not say that Matoya has the slab. So that is a pretty good clue that it's going to be one of the loose items.
Yeah. Silver Cheerio +3. That's a nice find in the Temple of Fiends chest.
Yep. Really worth keeping your white mage alive if you have one, just for that telemagic.
And Chanagan already wins because map derp.
Map derp is the best derp.
Ooh, silence mute touch on Garland.
Cute. I'm just gonna knock you all down and shut you all up, apparently. You get cube.
That's a cube and a ship.
And... Right. Looks like everybody's getting through here. So now, immediately, people are checking the orb. And black orb, I think, is telling us that it's, water and wind, so the...
that tells me you can walk and grind.
Yep. Yep. So you get the 2+ dungeons. We're going to look for opportunities to kill enemies later on there. All right, Mulhound picking up that slab from Matoya. Probably not necessary to have it right now, but if we get Canal pretty soon, it's useful to have had that so that you can go translate it right away. You don't forget.
Also, there was a black belt in the Provoca tavern.
Yep.
Clinic.
We get Fade level 2, which is mean that the White Mage is going to carry things for a little bit here. It's a really high-powered spell early on. Oh,
It
and
is.
Nuke in level 2 also, so you're you're pretty set. We get Canal from Bicky. All right.
Fire 3, they're at level 3. That's not a bad find. And Harm 4.
All Harm 4. Harm 4 could be useful since we already have Fade. That's just going to be sort of an extra thing if we run out of Fade charges. And Heal 3.
Heal 3 and
Useful
Cure
at level
3.
4. Mm-hmm. Bottle on floor 7 of the Ice Cave. That sounds loose to me. But I'm not sure. Floor 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that sounds loose. Who do we have? I didn't see who was in the tavern there. Might have been Black Mage or Black Belt. I wasn't sure.
I know it was Black Belt and Provoca. Oh, also Bane at level 3 Black.
Mm-hmm.
Which, given that our two fiends that we have to kill are Tia and Kraken, cheeky Bane strats are a thing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we can see Chan again here checking these extra chests in Marsh for the loose. In chat, yeah, Rubes is telling us that vanilla incentive box. So I was wrong. Not loose there. And Thavian brings up the point that if the XP and gold are scaled to incentive items, then it is useful to pick up that slab early because everything will be multiplied as you go. Oh, and there's the loose herb.
And there's our other loose item. It's the herb.
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, when you do have loose in flag sets like this where there's not a ton incentivized, those loose items tend to roll early just because they open stuff up.
Depending on what that herb turns into, that could end up being not a great play. Fading Marsh to go to Crescent.
Yeah, we get Canoe and Crescent, which does open up some other things.
And Fitz is doing the same.
I mean, nobody likes to go to Marsh.
Nobody
One
likes to
thing
go
to
to Marsh. The hint from Crescent tells us that herb is in topside Canoe. Or topside Marsh.
Mm-hmm. So we should, everybody should pick that information up. One other thing I wanted to mention here, if you're, oh, look at that, the herb was in the
linked chest.
Linked chest, that's great. Oh gosh, wrong
Ooh.
eye.
Wrong eye.
Mm-hmm. TNT. Okay, so as I was saying, if you are new to this and you are noticing some extra weird things in the inventory, we do have some extra consumables, which are kind of fun. So we get a pack of 4 different kinds of things. One of them, Flare, is basically a nuke cast in a bottle. We get, I think, Black and Guard and Refresh, which do a few other things. So Guard is like a fog.
Fog tube.
Yeah. So those could be useful in a pinch if you are trying to get through, and you run out of charges. If you didn't have nuke level 2.
And Mulhound betting on ordeals.
Yeah, I like going early ordeals.
Bits, I think, is going to go check Volcano Armory.
Mhm.
Or not. Oh, yes.
Right, Adamant from Herb. Chanagan picked that up. And Laser's doing the same. With loose stuff early, you also end up with an early fetch quest often.
Yeah, potentially an early fetch quest chain.
So I saw a ribbon there in the armory, the Volcano Armory, which is a nice thing there. Actually, two ribbons.
Oh.
Chanagan's happy to go to dwarves just once here. So we get Rod from the smith, and old Narek has the ruby. Looks like Laser's getting the ruby here. Don't know if they had adamant. They did, so they must have picked up the rod, yeah.
Sorry, it's morning. Words are hard in the morning.
Mm-hmm. All right, Astos has Masa +5. So that'll be nice.
Oh, that was from a hint?
Yep.
So yeah, we definitely want to find that crown. And Laser goes ahead and translates that slab.
Now, was Titans incentivized? I can't remember.
Yes.
All right. So for ducklings watching, Chanagan's going to do a pretty standard trick there. Goes outside to save. Comes in. Opal +4.
Cheerio.
That's nice. Mm-hmm. And there's that crown.
There's that crown that's going to get us that Mazda +5.
Mm-hmm. So now with telemagic, you can just warp right back out there. And if you're in an all-loose situation or a shard hunt, you can also just reset out if Titans doesn't have anything.
Correct.
Yeah. And key from Sarda. So Chanagan's going to have...
Laser also picks up that crown.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the floater. Always bet on ordeals.
Yep. Yeah. When you have early canal, ordeals is kind of the most out of the way thing, whether or not you have. So if you have canoe early canal, it's a good idea to at least think about going to ordeals early, since the walk from the airship is just annoying.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like the routing Mulhound is taking there. Go straight up and right to get there, but
yeah.
But Mulhound in the air at 1330.
Mm-hmm. Another interesting thing in these flags, we won't see it today, but occasionally when you have the desert dock on there, there's tail, by the way, in
Yeah.
And you the legendary sword X-Cal +1 also. As I was saying, when you have the desert dock on and northern docks potentially on, you can get into a weird situation where you have floater, but not
Canoe.
the canoe. That's right. And when you, if you get an early Oxyale, there's a chance that you might have to sail to Onrak because the airship landing location will be blocked by canoe.
Also, there's that Mazza for laser.
Yeah.
Big stick. And yes, catch-up mode is enabled.
Mm-hmm. Not sure what Chanagan's looking for. The black shirt is a nice thing to get.
Maybe looking for a
Ribbon, roost stick, something
ribbon.
like that.
Yeah, ribbon or roost stick or defense sword.
Yeah. All right. So Chanagan's going to pick up that Masa shortly. Might also... Go ahead.
Also note how Laser walked there on the as many steps as possible on the dock tiles.
Yep.
Because those are free. Those are all free. They do not advance the encounter table.
Correct. And
I'm always going to point out free steps like that.
Indeed. Since they'll be picking up the canoe here also, depending on which way they go, there's...
what was that, a nice that Fitz just picked up?
What was in ice? Chat, what was in ice? Brain not working.
I was looking at other things.
Yep. Maybe it was the bottle. I think it was the bottle. Fitz definitely had a bottle in his inventory there. Anyway, outside of Crescent, you don't advance the encounter table whenever you step into the canoe and out of the canoe. So that little zigzag is an opportunity also to save some encounter steps.
Ooh, sleep touch on the EXPs.
Nice.
Laser picking up that canoe. Fitz has got his canoe.
See Fitz in chat too. Welcome, Fitz.
Welcome, Fitz.
Chanagan picks up the canoe.
Mulhound has picked up those items from Marsh.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's tough to commentate and
Yeah.
and track.
Absolutely, and really appreciate you doing that. Sharks have glance also, which is
Oh, not friendly.
business. Yeah, just something for ducklings also. This comes up once in a while, but pretty often, most of the time. I can't say 100% of the time because nothing is 100% of the time in Rando, but you're very likely to get softs in Conaria.
Yeah, almost always we have that flag turned on.
Yep.
Where you will get pures in softs in Corneria. It's not always, but it's almost always.
By now, most of our ducklings should know about the warp trick, but we're going to see it here on Laser's side. If you don't know about it there, you can drop down, and if you have warp, you can get to the incentive chest right there.
And that is, in fact, the bottle.
Once in a while, it's useful to do that from one of the other drop downs there. If you are looking for a grind, you can get to the grind tile instead. It's really useful to pick up those chests if you want to right there, because you're adjacent to all three.
Okay, yes. Darkmoon points out that was a feature added into the rando very early on when enemy skills and spells got randomized. Otherwise, you end up with stone party members and no way to get them back up before Elfland.
Yeah. Fitz picking up TNT. And Chanakin has the bottle. And Mulhound picked up Ruby. And do some verbal tracking here to keep track of all these things.
Did Fitz get the herb? Doesn't look like it.
Good question. Yeah.
Okay.
Going back in. Yep, they'll find it here. All right. Chanakin's still opening chests and would be, again, looking for something, but it's possible. Always possible to lose track of how many loose items you have here.
Yeah.
Something you have a certain... Yeah, go ahead.
Something I have historically done for that, to keep track of my loose, and Laser heading into Ordeals, going to pick up that floater. Something I have historically done to keep track of loose is if I know it's too loose, I'll have like two chocolates. I'll keep like 2 chocolates next to me. I pick up a loose and save. I eat a chocolate. Yeah.
The official candy of Final Fantasy Randomizer is the Werthers. So if you're going to do anything, it's got to be Werthers. But that's a good strategy.
Or some sort of physical something that I can have and then remove from where I am if once I've taken care of it.
Fitz picking up Adamant. By the way, Sarda keeps a whole stash of Werthers in that back closet there if you ever need any. Since Okeru, the official candy of FFR is the Werther's original candy. Sarda keeps them in his pockets, keeps them in the back closet there, occasionally hands them out. When you have an Upsal loose, sometimes you get like 2 gold from him, sometimes you get a Werther's candy. In this case, you get the key. And Mulhound just picked up that key. Right, bridge boss at 22 minutes in, not too bad.
And that floater may or may not actually be necessary, because if northern docks are on.
That's right. Still really useful, though.
Yes, still very useful.
Mm-hmm.
Chanakin did not do the floater.
Quick routing thing to note. If you ever find yourself needing to go raid the Dwarves' Armory, and you've already turned in the TNT or you don't have it, turning left at the bottom rather than right will save you a few steps.
And that's a ribbon. We've found 3 ribbons.
Yeah. Good ribbons.
Yeah, ribbon +2. Well, I think it's 0 to +5 on the equipment.
Fitz gets crown. And Laser, having translated the slab, is going to go to Lupa Lupa Land. See what they've got there.
I suspect Laser would like to see an Oxyale, because it means only one trip to on-rack. It is
Chime.
instead a chime.
It's the vanilla item. Right. Mallhound promoting. Not strictly necessary with a Masa +5. A lot depends on the magic and what characters you have. Okay. Hannigan's gonna find this floater. It looks like Fitz went through the ruby stuff, so I'll have picked up the key. If that's the case. Yeah, keys in inventory. Okay. So Bahamut's Horde was not on, but I don't think Cardia is incentivized here, so
Cardia is
anything you
not.
get here is just extra stuff.
And Chanian with that floater.
One thing I really like about these flags, and especially with these 2 required orbs, it's really hard to tell who's ahead. You've noticed nobody's actually had a chance to even dive a Fiend dungeon yet, because we think we just picked up.
Yeah, Laser's the only one that's picked up that's has the ability to do a Fiend dungeon right now.
Yep. I don't think that we've seen the shop item yet.
We have not.
So.
And I think it has to be. I think it almost has to be lead to Oxyale.
Yep. I agree. Since Sky isn't incentivized here, it seems like kind of the last place. Chanigan's going to show us the Oasis, and nothing there. We're going to look for...
which means it's going to be an on-rack.
Yeah.
Orbs required are Sky and Sea.
That's right. It's like Northern Docks are not on either. Fitz has tail.
Looks like both of our tri-states rolled no.
Mm-hmm. Could be something in Waterfall too. I don't know if we've looked there yet.
Yes, there will be something in Waterfall.
Okay, there's Crystal. That's our shop item. Chanigan just picked that up in on-rack.
Oh. One leads to loot, the other leads to Oxyale.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Mulhound must have translated the slab since they are in, since he is in fact in Lupaland.
Mm-hmm.
I fully support taking that gas D.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, because Mulhound's got that chime.
Yeah. Gonna see Tia here in a moment on Laser's side.
these can be very fast flags.
Yeah.
Uh, someone had said earlier that someone had said during the Platy Party race that these flags were very reminiscent of Winter Tournament 23.
Indeed. Yep. We had. I think we had. In a few cases, I think the orbs were not forced, so you could had choose which 2 orbs you wanted to get, or 3
Oh yeah,
as it went on.
the pods were non-forced orbs. The early bracket was 2 forced orbs, and then the late bracket was 3 forced orbs. Late bracket and finals was 3 forced orbs.
100% sure, but I think I saw loot in Waterfall, which means that Crystal is going to lead to Oxyale, so we have to dip out of OnRack, turn in that Crystal.
Oh, it was 3 orbs
And
and
then
you for
come
the
back.
early bracket.
Yeah. When you have any, that makes things really, like the strategy just is complete nonsense at that point. You have to.
Yeah. At that point, it's just fully nonsense. I actually
All
don't
right,
mind
Shenanigan.
Shanigan's play of getting that slab until having the crystal.
Yeah. Probably is going to translate the slab right away, so as not to forget, and then we'll see if he goes to turn in the slab first, and then check magic, or go straight to beat up a squid.
Has Laser downed a Tia yet?
Looks.
Nope, looks like
No.
Laser is about to pull a Tia.
Yeah.
There's a defense sword in the greed chests there on.
Oh.
Tia hits hard. In the Sky 3 greed chests.
That is a nice pickup. So
Always
indeed,
nice to find any kind of ruse stick.
Oh man, no, Tia has thunder. Classic Tia. Not sure how that works. Electricity breathing head, apparently. There we go. Took it down with the Masa +5.
Also, something to note, if you go straight up or straight down from where the airship spawns, you will hit Gaia.
Correct, yep. Yep, airship spawn and Crescent and Gaia are all in a row. Really, one of the best ways to learn the overworld map is to get a sense of where things are. I mean, sounds obvious when you say it that way. Learning to read a map is learning about where things are relative to each other, but really specifically things like, the Earth Cave always feels further south than it actually is, just because you have to walk down there from Melmund.
But it's really about even with Northwest Castle.
That's right, yep. So just learning things like that can save you a ton of time looking for stuff. Cardia tends to be the hardest one to find for a lot of people because it's hard to remember where it is in relation to the northern continents.
Cardia is further south than it feels.
That's right, yep.
Okay, Chanigan is pulling a
Kraken. Kraken's gone.
dropped a kraken
Mm-hmm.
and has found a seafood party platter.
Yes. We hope not to wipe there. All right. Those gas Ds are grindable, by the way. So if you are in a black belt grinding situation and you can't find anything, if you have an early encounter, it is possible to save outside of Waterfall and see if you get an early gas D in there.
Yeah.
I saw Chanagan do that once in a tournament and went really fast just by pulling that gas D early in the encounter table there. Chanagan has Chime. And Fitz pulled out the tuba from Waterfall.
Mulhound is down to Tia as well.
Okay, good. Mulhound is about to pick up the lute or tuba, whatever it happens to be. It's the lute. All right. Fitz has Oxyale from Latoya. All right.
Oh, that's good to note. Vaughn in chat pointing out Cardia Bahamut in line with Caravan, and then south from Caravan lines up pretty close to Sarda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, when you get the floater, Sarda is a free pickup usually if you don't have, if you haven't already gone through that.
Right.
So you can go almost to the northeast. It's north a little bit and then northeast, and you get straight to Sarda there. That happens to be a pretty close incentive pickup from the floater or
And
from the airship spawn. Yep. I haven't seen a katana. I'm not going to say that we haven't picked one up, but I haven't seen one. We do have an X-Cal.
But a Mazda +5 and an X-Cal.
Yeah.
Has Laser promoted?
I don't think so. Looks like not. And I don't think Janigan has either.
I think Channing. Valid, because I don't know the sprites. I don't know the opposite sprites.
Mm-hmm. This is scary. Does Chanagan not have softs?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like putting the masa on. This doesn't feel good.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Laser has the. I don't remember if Laser has the tail or not. Sorry, I'm trying to track all four and commentate at the same time.
Yep, Laser is going to promote now, so Laser does have the tail. All right. Chanagan really needs to get a fast off here.
And does.
And does, yep. So this white samurai is rused up and fasted. Still doesn't feel great, so we're going to dump nukes and then just hope that this Masa takes care of business. Blaze and Thunder and Blizzard just doesn't seem... I mean, it does seem very Tia-like, but not playing around here. And does get through. Always feels good to beat Tia because the tiles above Tia are all free, so you are not going to run into anything stray there that could wipe you after that. Right. Chanagan picking up some softs. Picked up 21. We can
And
hire a fighter. Yeah. And extra fighter is just going to be a meat shield at this point, probably. I suppose you could put, yeah, then no reason to even move that X-Cal over. So we're going to see a Topher dive here on Chanagan's side. And I believe we have short Topher on here.
Yes, it is short Topher.
One risky thing about putting a low-level meat shield at the front there is that it is possible to get ambushed. Maybe not so much from the Fiend refights, but just something to keep in mind.
Right, but from trash fights.
Yeah.
Well, Fitz Chanagan through 2 Fiend refights.
Mm-hmm. Gonna see Tia shortly on Fitz's side and Kraken shortly on Mulhound's side. And we have pulled a Kraken on Laser's side. Here goes our... Chanagan lost the white mage, so...
Kraken 2's doing what Kraken 2 does.
Yeah.
Punch the life caster. Now...
Yeah, this is where promotion becomes really significant because once you've promoted the Knight is eligible to pick up. Yep.
Knight doesn't have life 2.
Not in this case, but it is something to think about. Damage
poison.
And looks like we're about to go man mode. I didn't see if Chanagan picked up that defense. Seems unlikely. I think he was just kind of blasting through Sky at that point. Yeah, nothing there is going to help. I think it's just going to be... Yeah, well, we'll see. All right.
Chanagan says, yeah, he wasn't promoting with an Opal Ring and a Mazda +5.
Right. Is pulling out some of these some guard, though, which again is a some fog 2 charges. So just to up the, since you're not going to be able to get any like ruse stacks or on or anything, this is a viable strategy.
Guard is fog 2.
That's right. Yeah. So that does pull. It does give you some extra absorb armor in a can. Masa doing Masa things here. Not really going to get too much crit out of it, so doesn't feel great, and could pull out that flare. Refresh is like a heal 3 sort of. Yep.
Oh, 4 hits for 15.
Yeah. Yeah, this is almost a almost feel like resetting here. We'll see. Getting some crits.
Oh. If you can crit.
Yeah. 1 hit, 1 damage. And this is not feeling great though. Yeef. And there's the wipe. All right, Mulhound is
Mulhound's on Kraken 2, Laser is on Tia 2.
Yeah. One thing to know if you are new is that the Fiend refights do not have the same weaknesses as the Fiends. So Brack is unlikely to work in the same way that it does on first time you see Kraken and Tia. You can often get a Brack in on them, but the Fiend refights usually not. I did see Mulhound pull out some we would call them cheeky Bracks there because they can hit, they're just much less likely to. Laser's going to pull Chaos here. And Laser does have that defense sword, which could be helpful. Chaos did seem pretty script heavy, however.
Yeah, Chaos did seem pretty heavy on the script. Mulhound also about to pull Chaos. And Chanigan on Tia 2.
Meat Shield doing its job on Chanigan's side. And Chaos has Bane, so why not? I didn't see what level.
Through and seeing what people must have gotten that I didn't have.
I didn't see what level Temper was at, but since we didn't find a power gauntlet, yeah, that doesn't feel great. Temper really is with Chaos, since Chaos is not really weak to anything. Temper and Saber are your two best friends.
Very much so.
All right, down to 8 points, and there's a wipe on Laser side. Chaos pulling out the thunder. There. It's so nice to have life in battle.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
It's even nicer when you have a life caster.
That's right. Fast comes out. Could be so hard to get that fast in before Chaos takes down your fast caster. Here, it really is useful just to keep characters alive.
Yes. Even if for no other reason than to be an extra target.
That's right. Chaos not wanting to eat cake. I'll try some X for here, see if we can open up those defenses.
It's worth trying.
Yep. May as well if you're not getting crits. And eventually. As long as you don't get a cure 4 in there.
And that's
a GG's for Chanigan. That is first on stream. Actually didn't go to the race room, so I don't know. Let's take a look here. All right, we had looks like Fryteeth finished first, followed by Franklin in second, Saracen in third, Mecklin in fourth, and Chanigan in fifth. First on stream. GG's to Chanigan. Chanigan, if you're around, you are welcome to drop into the booth. I see you there in chat, but your call.
No worries.
Likewise, Fitz, Small Hound, I see you there in chat. If you're more than welcome to drop in. But since Chanigan is there on chat, if you have anything to say there, I'm sure that we can read it out and comment. Doesn't feel good to wipe, but I was curious about your strategy there at the end.
Yes, actually, when you catch a fighter early, when you catch the fighter early, re-rolling to, and when you catch that Life 2 is not Red Mage or Red Wizard learnable, I very much like that re-roll. I think that re-roll is a great call.
Mm-hmm. That was in response to Chanigan asking if we liked the re-roll in chat. Although writing out Woot and Soup and so forth does take some extra time. When I have to re-roll, I'm often just going to go with the 4 A's, 4 B's, 4 C's as names. Yep. Chanigan says he'll always name them, and you get used to playing with characters having certain names. It can be hard to go through a game with wrong names.
Fitz unfortunately wipes on Chaos.
Seems pretty much a popular thing to do right here, as Chaos doesn't really want to play nicely.
It does happen.
Again, not having a crit weapon makes this fight much harder. Without crit and without temper, it does make it a little bit harder.
There we go, Mulhound.
GG's to Mulhound.
No, I'm with you, Chanigan. It would mess me up too.
Yep, Chanigan saying with the wipe on Chaos, or yeah, with Kraken 2 taking out the life caster and so forth, it just made everything harder. And Chaos was still hard even with everybody. And again, Masa +5 looks great on paper, but without crit, it just makes things much harder. All right. See Mulhound waiting to come in. Let's get Mulhound into the booth. How do we do that? There we
GG
go.
Mulhound.
Hello? Yeah, I got in. Good games, everyone. That was fun.
Indeed.
Oh, indeed it is.
Can I just thank you for pointing out how stupid my Kraken 2 was and how I totally lost my run because I thought Brack was the better idea than Fade or Nuke, and how I'll never forget that ever again. That's my takeaway. Honestly, I rewatched it. That was the one thing I literally lost sleep over. I'm like, why did I go double Brack on a Kraken 2? I would want to know the percent. It's probably like 6 or 3, but why not the Fade one slot above? But seeing all of us dance with Chaos on the screen at the same time right now makes me feel way less bad about that death, but I'll tell you all what.
Yeah.
Since everyone's enjoying that.
Mm-hmm. Had you run these flags before?
Oh, no. I am like, this is my 5th week playing, so I'm just sort of connecting my childhood brain to the flag set. So if I'm lucky, I get 1 or 2 done, but yeah, no, I'm just sort of taking them as they come and just see them as a separate game. So the Tri-State was fun, although the Tri-State in this one wasn't as impactful, because again, with Bahamut's Horde Northern Docks, I don't think Northern Dock came into consideration. But I'll tell you, the 2 loose is such a... that can take the longest or the shortest time possible, and I think that's what makes this set, I think, really fascinating to me, because one of them, I'm pretty sure I found one in like Topher first dot, and then second in Matoya's. Then another game, it can take you all the way to Mirage, and you don't even have to go there, and you have to get an item that's loose. So I think the loose is something that should be bolded with this power of 2. And I think the other thing, too, is being that it's only 2 orbs, and I think why a lot of us are hanging on Chaos despite rolling high, is we were kind of forced not to walk and grind. We had to find somewhere, or you literally came in underpowered, and I think a lot arrived a little underpowered, and we don't got a mid-Topher to kind of clean up those levels. So I think we were just playing RNG really hard. And you can just see it. I'm watching still, and all of us are still doing those dice rolls going against the same boss. So I really applaud. It had to have been entertaining for you as commentating, because it's just like all of us are just throwing everything we can at this, hoping something will happen.
Right.
For sure.
One other comment about loose as you're going on here, which is that loose gets even harder when you have more of the overworld open at the beginning, because what counts as early there, if you have Bridge to Lefane on, you can, that bottle turn in could be an early thing, or you might have a loose item in Mirage. Lots of weird things like that can happen. So those are good points. With Northern Docks being tri-stated also, it's just something you have to go look and see. It won't matter so much most of the time, but occasionally you will need to drop into on-rack for progression.
Or drop an on-rack to leave, to come back, to go to Water Temple, because we love going to on-rack twice. That's exactly what we plan to do. I feel like the seed was trolling us at that point. Just, we know this is going to be a waste of time, but so we're going to make you do everything so you last location, the only orb you need to find still. And something lovely when Oxyale's an on-rack, I have to say, friends.
Yes. My favorite is when Crystal is loose in Matoya.
Lazy witch. Oh.
Well, I mean, she just can't see it, so.
Fair point. It's like Velma, right, with the glasses. Anyways, at that point in time.
GG's, by the way, to Fitz. We saw Fitz earlier in the chat, and if you're free, you're welcome to drop in. And GG's to Laser also. Chaos went down finally.
My heart broke for Laser when I saw that last second wipe at the end of the restart. Laser, if you're listening, man, I see it. I feel it, man. That was tough. That was very tough. Props for finishing that one. But I was very close within 4 seconds of both of us for that first one. So very good, man. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
even
Very well.
even short Topher can be a an equalizer here.
Or it confident boosts you, so like you can just say, "Oh, I know I'm low level, but it's short Topher, so I can just do it." And then Chaos triple rolls, and it's like, well, actually, the first four guys were easy. You didn't worry about the real thing that was Chaos, and that's what we were dealing with.
GG's to everyone. I think another thing here to think about is at that end game in Topher, it takes a while to get used to knowing when a wipe is serious and when a wipe is like you're on the cusp and you just want to redive. Like it's very often where you wipe and realistically you don't have any hope and you do need to go find a grind. This case, it did feel like since Chaos was pretty script heavy, like you could get RNG happy and get through it, but there are cases where really the better option is to go look for a grind and get a few levels and then come back. And that just takes practice and some awareness of what's going on.
Well, there's foresight too, right? Because you have to then also keep your mind on those trap tiles after you probably already grinded it in the event you accidentally undershot it, which is so hard when you're doing that final game calculation, looking at everything else. To remember a tile just in case is, it doesn't sound like a big ask, but with the world so big, it's so hard to know which tile was which.
Yep. It's good to keep track of them.
You can keep notes of what you can keep notes when you find a good tile, though.
True. No, yeah, of course. But
I've
remembering it when you need it is the tough thing.
But yeah, many runs do have a panic, just looking for those Temple of Fiends spike tiles and see if you can get something. Something there, maybe in the Northwest Castle. But yeah, these flags are not great for finding spike tiles also.
Right.
And it looked like this one had a pretty long run at the start, so you're not going to find anything on the overworld either.
So I will ask you, Mulhound, what were your thoughts on these flags? Did you enjoy them? Did you find them fun?
I found them very empowering. So with us being locked into 4 and having to do essentially a world tour every single time, just double backing to Temple of Fiends, seeing the 2 towers I had to do, and that changed the whole game for me. So I think the fact there was 2 assigned orbs felt, or at least I had the impression, it was quicker, and it felt like I had more autonomy because I was routing immediately because I knew without a doubt what to do, instead of autopiloting, okay, Corneria, Provoca, Witch, come down the continent and see if we find something to move. Now, I'm not thinking about where Canoe or Ship is. I'm thinking, okay, I need Chime, I need Cube, I need Oxyale, where are these? And I think knowing Fire and Earth are completely off, at least, it gives you a lot more room to think about the different variations. So I guess maybe what I'm saying is, as a really, really beginner at this game, not even worrying about places felt so good, so I could more focus on routing in other places. And because of that, I felt I probably did better than if I did a normal 4. And I think one of the things that was mentioned another race ago was, because of those 2 orbs, I like how the linearness of getting the items necessary is thrown out the window. So when you watch it back, you get to see how everyone interpreted those 2 orbs and how they did it. There is obviously similarities, but I overall felt it enjoyable and almost more customizable than a traditional 4-orb linear route that we've been doing the last couple weeks. So long story short, I liked it. Say if I had a very small amount of time, this would be a great practice if I have nothing else to do. And it feels good after doing too many of the long form version of the game. So I do think there's a place for this, but I do think it feels very informal. Like, and I'm not sure if that means anything, but it doesn't feel tournament-y. It feels very recreationally, that specific rule set, maybe because there's only 204 required. But because of that too, I think we think of it differently, and maybe we're willing to try different stuff. Like, you look at all of us in Topher, maybe we could have did a couple more levels, but all of us felt very confident because we had 2 dungeons we didn't have to do that we're like, nah, we got extra time, let's go. And you got to see all of us, and I mean all of us did 1, 2, or 3 runs of Topher to get it done.
Yeah.
And I think that wouldn't be the way we'd do it if we had 4 orbs. I think it'd be a very much execution, get it done, don't waste your time.
Which
Yep.
I,
I think that's-
I will say that Winter Tournament 23, that was the limited orbs, had a lot of that same feel.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's good. Like compared to Nova World versus this, I'll take this. Not that I don't like Nova World, but I definitely don't see how this could see L&E worse than a normal seed because of how many things are done to reduce the time you're in the seed. So that's why I overall feel it's much quicker. And a good argument too is because of that quickness, I think your routing snaps together faster so that when you're slower on a 4 orb or a 16 shard, 24 shard seed, you can be more quick to come to the conclusion you were looking for. And I think in this version, you're not allowed to be lazy. You got to go or you got to go. And I think at the beginning, I'm not sure how many people did Crescent to Ordeals to Floater, but like you got to go because you're taking a complete going out of no. I know it's a very seeing air at 15 scared me. But what I'm saying is that like knowing that might be your progression because you got Canal early and being able to access that. I find you're only going to be at Elf by the time you're thinking about leaving Inner Circle in the 4 orb seed. So I think you were incentivized to kind of go out and do more. And I liked all of that.
All right. Well, I think that we are ready to wrap up. Let's count that as some final thoughts there because they sounded final thoughty. DM, do we have anything coming up? I haven't looked at the calendar.
We will have our 205 class tonight. That is Wednesday, February 4th at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central.
Nice. And I think the Fenian League is ongoing.
The Fenian League is online. Sign-ups for the Duck Derby definitely open.
All right.
Please sign up for the Duck Derby. That will start not next week, but the week after.
Indeed. Well then, join us on Discord. Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Look at our wiki. Look at VODs on YouTube. Do all the things. I think that'll be it from me. DM, anything final?
Thank you for Dark Moon for restreaming. Thank you to all the racers for racing this, especially the 4 of you who were willing to be on our Bicky vodcast.
Yeah. Always
also fun. This upcoming Sunday, the 8th will be the final Platy Party race. We'll have our final Platy Party race. Our final Duckling class, our boot camp class, 206, will be next week, next Wednesday. Then we're into the boot camp, and we'll have the Duckling Rally coming up in several months over the summer. But that's all for the Duckling program.
Yeah. Eventually, it will be spring. We'll have a spring league, I think, starting in April. You can watch for announcements on that. All right, I think that's it.
Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah, so for Final Fantasy Randomizer, stay warm, take care of yourselves, and have a great week. See you next time.